Hello everyone, my name is Zikra. Welcome to my channel. So this is the paperback series. We're continuing with journal number 2 now. It's start to finish. So let's get started. So just like the first journal, this is a small paperback journal. I'm just going to take some tea-dyed paper now. Just fold it in half and see if it fits. I'm just going to cut it to size using my pen knife. Cut it down the middle so I have two papers for both the sides. I'm just gluing them down like this now. I'm going to use my glue stick. Using the back of my scissor to smush it down to avoid those air bubbles. Not much, but if there are. Now I'm continuing to do the rest of the tea-dyed papers so I can have enough for all of the pages. I'm just continuing to do the same process now. It helps to fold and then glue it one side at a time. So when I stack them up, that's what it'll look like. Okay, so I decided to have two signatures and then 6 pages in each signature. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's one signature. And I'm going to do the same thing for the second signature, 6 pages. Now for the cover, I have this pizza box and I'm just going to take it apart. I'm just cutting off flaps that I do not need. Now I'm going to measure the covers for the front and back, and that's 8.5 by 6.25 inches. As you can see, I've made the marks and I'm just cutting along those lines. Now I'm focusing on the spine. They measure 1 inch by 6.25, but I'm going to cut 2 pieces so it will not be so flimsy. The spine will be a bit stiffer and have more body. So when I sew in the signatures, they'll hold, as you can see. I'm gluing down both the pieces for my spine now. That's 1 inch by 6.25, not 4.25. That was a mistake. And now I'm just going to use my duct tape. That's how I like to join my covers. I'm just going to do one side first, and then the other one with the help of my nail. And I'm just going to fold it up now and put in another layer of duct tape and secure that. Now I'm taking a paper bag and I'm roughly cutting it up so I can use this to cover my pizza box cover. Just again removing whatever I do not need, like the handles. And I'm roughly seeing how this will fit. I'm just leaving a border and cutting it, just eyeballing it. I'm now cutting off the corners, otherwise it will not fold well. It's important to do that. And I'm just folding it without the glue, just straining the paper bag to see how it will fit, and it does. I don't want the paper bag to go beyond the spine, so I'm just cutting off that bit, and I'm just going to focus now on one side of the cover. So I'm gluing it down first, making sure I'm inside the folds. And for the other side of the cover, the front cover, I think that this way is easier. So I just put some glue on, and then I just take a piece of the paper bag, and then I glue it down, and then I cut off the excess. Again, folding it in, and then I'm just going to cut off the excess again. I find this way is much easier than doing it the other way, where I had to worry about getting it in the center and then making sure it's inside the folds. This way is easier, just glue it on the paper and then fold it and then glue it down. But both sides, as you can see, are crisp and glued well. But this method is a bit easier. Gluing down anything else that may be coming up, again using my scissor to take off the air bubbles. I'm taking some fabric now to cover the inner spine and the duct tape. I'm also gluing down the excess overhang so it'll make it more sturdy. Now for the inner covers, I'm just going to take some tea stained paper again. I'm just going to roughly measure it and then cut it. As you can see, one of the papers is shorter, so I take another piece of paper and then I measure it to the same width and height, and then I cut. I'm just using a corner rounder to just round up my pages. You can do the same if you have one. And I'm also just going to ink up the edges. I'm just using my white glue to glue them on either side of the inner covers. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm remeasuring how much the spine measures because I've seemed to have forgotten while I was filming this. And I'm taking a fresh piece of paper so I can show you how I do this. So that's 1 inch by 6¼ inches. I'm just going to remeasure and cut this piece of paper. So the reason I'm doing this is so I know exactly where I should sew in my signatures. This will work for any kind of spine, any size, any width and height. So I'm just going to measure right now and cut it up. Of course, you don't have to do this method. You can measure straight away on the spine and poke the holes straight away onto the journal. But I find this method is a bit easy if you want to be precise. So I'm just folding this paper in half, exactly half. It's a bit fiddly because it's a bit thin. But take your time, you can do it. And as you can see, it's exactly half. I'm going to open it up again and then fold it one more time so it meets the middle, like so. And I'm also going to repeat it on the other side. Fold it where it meets in the middle. Open it up and now you have 3 lines. But we're going to focus on the outer 2 lines. I'm just going to use my pencil and ruler so I can see exactly where I've folded now. So the outer 2 lines is what I'm going to focus on because that's where I'll be sewing my signatures in. So I'm just marking them, ignoring the middle line, of course. Now that I have my 2 lines, I'm just going to fold it in half, height-wise. So I'm making another fold in the middle and then again fold the corners to the middle. I'm just drawing a pencil line so you can see where the middle line is. And then I'm going to fold the corners to that line. I'm just using my black gel pen now to mark where those lines meet. And this is how I do my 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And this is where my 2 signatures will be sewn in. I'm just marking a T for top, so I will not be confused when I poke the holes for my signatures, so they'll all match. And I'm using a bulldog clip to hold that paper to the spine, and I'm going to poke the holes now, following those dots through the paper and through the hardcover spine. Be careful when you do this, and because the pokey tool is quite sharp, you do not want to stab your fingers accidentally, so be mindful of that. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing for the signatures. I'm going to use this piece of paper, like a template almost. I think it is. It is a template. It's called a template. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to refold that so I get a crisp line. And I know where to poke the holes now. Again, making sure the T is on the top and using the dog clip to hold it in place so that's not going anywhere. And then I'm going to re-poke the holes through the signature. I'm just going to repeat it now for the second signature, the same way, making sure the T is on top, and then I'm going to make sure it's all tight together, holding it firmly, and then poke the holes. Now it's time to sew in the signatures. I'm just taking this thread. So if you're guessing how much of thread you need to sew in your signature, what I like to do is measure 3 times to the height of your signature. So that's 1, 2, and then 3. And that should be enough for your signature. So I'm going to go through the middle, through the signature, and from the middle of the spine on the second row. I'm just putting this clip so the thread doesn't go all the way through. As you can see, that tail is not going anywhere. So even if I pull it through, that clip is going to hold it in place. And I go through the second hole at the bottom, through the hole at the bottom again, pull it through, and now I go through the other hole at the top, and I go through the middle hole again, just like we started, following it. Make sure the thread is not like tangled, and pull it nice and tight now. And then you can tie a knot. I usually like to do a double knot. Now I'm doing the same thing for the second signature, measuring it 3 times its height. In the dual dot clip, so the tail is not going anywhere. Going through the middle hole again, through the spine again. Sorry, I'm out of frame here, but it's the same as the first signature. And look at that. That looks so perfect, and I'm very happy with how it looks. Now I'm going to just decorate with whatever I can find. I also want to keep in the neutral theme. So I found this jute sack that I got some nuts from, like cashews and other nuts. So I'm just cutting this up now, because why not? We recycle everything. I'm just going to rip it apart. So I'm just eyeballing and just cutting what I think I need, so I can use that to cover my spine. I'm just using my hot glue gun to glue this down. I'm just cutting off the excess. Now I just found some lace. Is this lace or ribbon? It's thin enough that it fits there to give a beautiful border. And I did want to stick to the neutrals, so I think this was perfect. Just taking this black scrap paper and I'm going to cut it up, because I see that tear at the bottom and I feel I can cover it up with this piece of paper. I'm just going to cut it to look like a banner. As you can see, it fits perfectly, and I'm happy with that. I tried to see if anything else would go, but I was like, no, that's too colorful for this. I found another scrap piece of paper that's tea-dyed, so the black could stand out a bit more. I'm just inking the edges. I'm just gluing everything down and using my silver gel pen. I'm just giving it a border so it looks like it's sewn. It's not, but it's just for decoration. I think it looks very pretty. I love doing this on most of my tags and everything because all you need is just a pen. I'm now just writing the word journal there with the same gel pen. Just goes to show that you really don't need any fancy tools. So this is the flip through of this journal number 2 paperback series journal. I hope you enjoyed watching me. Please give me a like and subscribe if you like this type of content from me, and more flip throughs. Stay tuned for journal 3 in the paperback series. That's the largest journal made from paper bags. Yes, I have a few more journal flip throughs for my Etsy store as well. Check that out if you're interested. I will put the links in the description below and other places where you can find me as well. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye.